In the very near future, Black women are going to be skipped over. They're going to be avoided by Black men if we don't change the way we behave. I want to have your hot girl summer, live your best life and all that. And I ain't tripping on you. I understand we think we can be men. And it's sad to say that we can't. Sometimes it's hard to admit it, but you can't. While you being a young hoe, guess what? You're going to turn into an old hoe. Because while you're around hoeing, it's somebody ready to be a wife and they're going to take your husband. So stop doing this shit. And I know somebody's going to be mad at me. And guess what? If you mad, you might be the one I'm talking about. So refrain from putting yourself in the comments. Don't do that to yourself. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, Nicki Minaj, anything and everything like that should not be your life goals. Before I move further, I want to say I do like Cardi B. I do like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't listen to City Girls, but I respect everything everybody doing, and I like some of the music. But would I model my life after it? No. Yes, it has something to do with the parenting, because I know when I was growing up, my dad talked to me about the difference between entertainment and real life, and we had those kind of conversations. And so I say all that to say, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, them City Girls, they be having men. They don't live like that. They sell that bullshit to y'all. It pops in the club and makes you shake your ass. But should you want to live like that? No. We got to do better. So don't ruin your life, because what's going to happen is, I'm going to tell you, Black women about to be single. Black women are about to be ostracized. Black women are about to be avoided. Black women are about to be cast to the side. That's what's happening. We want to get mad, some of us, when we see our brothers getting with other races. But the thing is, they're tired of dealing with this delusional bullshit. They don't even want to plug into that. It's like, throw the whole Black woman away. I don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with this lack of self-love that y'all got going on. And I'm not bashing anybody who wears body accessories, that be weave, lashes, makeup. I've worn this stuff time to time. I think that we should have balance, though, and I think that we should feel comfortable in our fresh face, in our own hair and stuff like that. We should not be ashamed or embarrassed or scared to be ourselves, because we're beautiful, man. The world started with us, with Black queens and Black kings. So why do we take on other people's hair? Why do we take on a regular, though? I'm saying on a regular. I'm not saying every once in a while. It's okay. Change it up a little bit. It's all right. But when that's the norm, when you can't step out your house without none of that stuff on, that's a problem. So these delusional mind frames that some of us Black women have, this Walt Disney thought process, y'all need to get rid of that shit, or you're going to be alone.
Are most Black women believing the lie? You want to find out? Let's chop. But first, roll that intro. Up with the stick, yeah. She said she wanna be up on my team, but she can't love me, yeah. Really, she don't want a man, she want a gummy bear. Now see, here you got a woman. She an older woman, she a auntie, she a cool girl, she kinda cute too, yeah. But a lot of women may say, well, we don't wanna hear about how women are supposed to act and what we are to expect from men. And you know what, I'll say that's fine. You probably didn't grow up with a daddy to give you what we care to give you today anyway, so you couldn't see the value in it in its natural state. So I can't fault you for never missing what you never had. But here's a woman doing just that for us. Really for you. She's telling you, Eve, don't believe the lie. And this woman ain't coming from a place of malice. You know, you see the younger women in the comments saying that she's old and washed up. This woman here, like, she can give y'all a run for y'all money. In her natural state, there were no extensions, none of that craziness. Face ain't kicked up, and she in the sun recording and she ain't melting. So we're gonna can all that narrative that this is a woman who was a has-been looking to get herself back into the light. No, she's telling you something that needs to be heard. And here therein lies the problem within the community in and of itself. You have a vessel that just will refuse to heed wise counsel, no matter who it comes from. Some of these women say, well, it needs to come from a masculine, strong man. But then when that happens, well, he's too controlling. But let me ask you, if he ain't in control, that means things around him are out of control. Which one would it need to be? So let's dab that out the way. If it's a man that cares too much about your feelings and saying, well, I don't think this is good for you, that's not a good look. Well, now he's too weak and insecure. I.e. Keke Palmer's situation, her husband, her baby daddy, whatever they want to call him. So then she'll say, well, we need to hear from another woman. You have this woman here, and I'm going to bring up a case with India Arie. India Arie is validated within the community. I mean, I grew up to her. Never seen her involved in no scandals. Never seen her dressed in any compromising way. Now you can say it don't matter, but perception does matter. Perception is the sensation that rules the nation. Right along communication. And this woman had never been involved in anything that was disgraceful. You can't tell me her relatives deceased are rolling in their graves when it comes to her body of work. Nah. But then, is she heeded? Is she listened to? Well, you guys will see later on in this video, no. But back on La Mama, in the first video, one which she's letting you know is that your body count matters. And I'm so glad there's an older woman letting a younger woman know that your body count does indeed matter. See, here's the thing, right? There's some energies that you will take in and take on that no matter how old you get, you just will not be able to get rid of. When you're lying with this vessel, when you're lying with that man, this man, and they're going in you because you're not going in them, there are some entities that you will just not be able to get rid of in your natural state. You're going to need some supernatural help. But in order for you to get the supernatural help, you have to then put yourself at the feet of a supernatural worker. Somebody who's natural but doing a supernatural job. And that will require, well, humility. You would then have to admit that some of the things, if not all the things you did, were completely false and wrong. That you have ruined some lives. Maybe your own. And we live in a day and age where most women are fed to believe that they are perfect the way they are. No, you're not. No, there's some work that needs to be done. We gotta can this narrative, bro. I'm all for feel-good speech, but let me tell you something. How can you be perfect the way you are when you are stolen people on a stolen land, bro? How's that perfect? How? Explain that to me. When you went to institutions and schools and they lied to you about everything, when everything you eat visually, through your ears, through your mouths, is convoluted, polluted, distorted, perverted. Come on. How are you perfect the way you are in an unperfect environment? Please explain to me this here, because it ain't making sense. No, you're not perfect the way you are. None of us are. The word says we have all fell short of his glory. So we're going to can that too. Now, not only does your body count matter, but here's a woman that's letting you know it's okay to be beautiful. And see, when you look at women, when they put out, that is their idea of beautification. Whatever you see on her page, that's what she thinks is beautiful. That's what she thinks makes her the most attractive and appealing. If she didn't think so, bro, trust me, she wouldn't put it out. For every selfie you see that's being posted, there's about 100 pictures in her phone that she just didn't post. But I'm gonna tell you what I know. When a melanated sister is in her natural state, her natural femininity, her natural grace, wearing her natural shape, let me tell you something, bro. There ain't nothing that's on that level. And hear me out. I love women of all sorts. However, dealing with different women of different cultures and ethnicities and body styles and types and things of that nature, I have to admit, as a melanated man, that when you find that one sister, we all knew that one roundaway girl who all she did was put on some lip gloss, bro. Maybe some Vaseline on the legs, but she was just the finest. I mean the finest. Just natural. She could be out there riding a bike with the banana seat, you know, or on somebody's handlebars, or double dutching, or whatever it was, cuz. Just fine. They ain't need a lot. That what they not telling these sisters today. That for real on the world stage, at y'all natural and y'all finest, ain't nothing competing with y'all, man. Other women of other cultures do not say, hey, if I don traditional black women hair, it'll make me look better. You got a couple of few here and there. But look how retarded they look. Bad Baby, she don't look retarded to y'all? Y'all don't think she got a mental illness? Who's the Whoa Vicky chick? That woman don't look like she not playing with a full deck of cards. In the black community, those two get clowned. Generally, they get clowned. Why? Because it looks crazy. They trying to don a black scent and they do the mannerisms and all that and it looks crazy. But let me ask you something. You don't think that you look kind of crazy to the mother cultures? You don't think so? You know, the same way that we talk, the same way we be in the comments and behind the comments talking like them, just look retarded. You don't think that when them Asians see You with an Asian hairstyle or European hairstyle or whatever, you don't think that you look kind of crazy too? And I'm not saying like the woman said, if you want to switch it up every once in a while, cool. But to make someone else's identity your identity is Steph. And if it ain't cool for the Oscanals, if it ain't cool for them East Europeans to be doing it, if you gonna call them out, then keep it that way all around the board. But let me tell you something here. They've been swagger jacking ever since swagger was able to be jacked. That's a fact. If the Most High got his own kids, you don't think the devil has his own kids? If the Most High's kids are just naturally gifted at music, you don't think Satan will empower his? I didn't say they were naturally. He's empowering them to be. You could just look at the talent today and see that there is no talent there. They are just empowered. They're just put on the pedestal. They're put on the forefronts. They're put on social media. But they're not talented. If the Most High's children are just naturally influential, you don't think Satan will then empower his children to be influential also? Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, they don't speak for black people, but the way they have been empowered, it's as if when they speaking for us. No, you ain't. You had a beautiful son named Zion, praise Yah. Go open that Bible and see what it says about Zion. We wrote songs about returning to Zion. What a beautiful name for a beautiful specimen. Y'all corrupted that living image. All I'm telling you, bro, is that, yeah, we talk about social commentary. Yeah, we talk about the deep of some of these so-called stars. But understand it's here. It's deeper than me. It's so deeper than that. It's so deeper than that, bro. This is spiritual warfare at its best. And they ain't just coming for the spirit. They're coming for the mind, the body. They need it all. Like they told you in that song, I want it all. And I want it now. That's Lucifer speaking through his children again. And the biggest portion of her message was that today's sister, more than ever, is at risk of dying alone. Truly. And brother, she may not see the value in having a man such as yourself right now. But again, I've already told you that's what the wall is for. Therefore, you do not argue or debate your value. If she doesn't see it, then she don't have eyes to see. When you speak, if she does not hear the wisdom, then she does not have ears to hear. And if she wants to make a fuss, let her. She gonna miss the bus. Forget her. Because Becky and Sarah, they with their husbands. Ling Ling and Ming Ming, they with their husbands. They with their men. Them Latina women, as crazy as they are, they riding with their men too, bro. I've seen it. Every situation I'm giving you, yeah, I may be generalizing the names, but we have friends, we have couples of different ethnic groups, and those women are forever with their men. And you look at the men, most traditional Latin men will prefer and marry a Latin woman. Most traditional Asian men will prefer and marry an Asian woman. Most traditional African men, and even that phrase is kind of a misnomer because they have different countries. Whatever country they come from, they typically marry someone from that country and or village or that culture. Same with Arab men. I say that to say this. The black woman has now understood the fact that you will never be desired as much as you are in any place in the world than you are here. With the men and brothers who understand. I'm not saying you limited. You can be with whomever you choose to be. Understand, however, that they're not calling for you. They're not checking for you like that. Yeah, you can go to Jamaica. Even them, as black as they are, they ain't gonna want to deal with them island guys. That's what they want. Yeah, they'll go ahead and push your little boat so you can get your little pictures for IG. But you had to pay for that. Yeah, they may put something up in you, but that about it. These women en masse are not going abroad to go find men or go to an island where they're just cherished. It doesn't exist. If you gotta pay for it, it doesn't really exist. Which brings me to the passport bros. There are a growing number of men who have said, I'm just gonna stop dealing with the black women here in the States. Not that they're not dealing with ethnic women, they're just not dealing with the ones here. So they'll go to places, like DR, Colombia, and so forth. The women will comment and see, well, they're paying for it. They're just using you. And let me tell you how bad it is. The brothers are like, I'm fine with that. Because from the time they get over there, it's poppy this, it's poppy that. They wake up, they being served fruit in the bed. They never had that over here. Yeah, they paying the cost to be the boss. But here in America, you just gonna pay the cost. You ain't gonna be no boss. Yeah, he may have to just give her $150 to get her family lights on, cause in DR, they all got the same story. And it's probably all true, all good deal of it. I mean, you got a country that is below the poverty line. What do you think? It's right next door to my beloved Haiti. What do you think, bro? All they have is tourism. If people stop coming to the island, then they stop eating. They know that. You get what I'm saying? They know no one's just checking for DR outside of tourism. So when people come over there, they are on the best of the best. They ain't stuck up. They ain't rude. They ain't nasty. Well, it don't matter how much money you dealing with or working with. You can go over there and get the Starter King package for pennies on the dollar, car. And if that's your thing, then rock on, brother. Just don't forget that a woman's nature is a woman's nature. And that rebellion is rebellion. Doesn't know any colors or hair types. Rebellion is rebellion, cuz. However, that's again how destitute the situation here is in America. Guys are saying, look, we know we gotta pay. We know that this comes with that. But it's better than just paying and then getting a monster at the end of the day. It's better than just paying and getting combativeness. The men here, we pay the cost to be the boss and we don't get treated like such. You contesting with a woman and you took on her and her kids and you didn't father those kids, but she'll put the responsibilities on you, but that's really about it. Then you have to contest with the authorities that come with handling the responsibilities. You can't even discipline those children how you see fit. The woman to say, well, he ain't man enough to handle me. Well, like I said, we handle our finances, man. We handle our animals. We handle the steering wheel when we drive. And maybe that's just one facet of life that we just opt not or choose not to handle as we get older. And just go to other places where the women, here, you give her this, she gives you that. This is another reason why she's losing out on her best options. You see, it was already hard for black women to find them something good. That's it. This man beat the system, beat the Babylonian captivity, the mind control that they put us all up under from the time we are able to conceive and receive information. That's if he ain't bending over, pitching or catching with another brother. You know, this guy got just the bare basics together. I mean, you got a good man. That was already hard. We're talking about the 70s, 80s, 90s. And brothers, if you want to know the main reason why black sisters get upset when they see a black man with a white woman, that is why. Because something in them says that it's difficult already. We already have a shallow pool to pick from. Innately in her spirit, she knows that this land has been compromised and coming up with ways to devise her and her family. And that's not good enough still. With the men being incarcerated, being slaughtered, or being turned feminine and gay. Now you gotta come for all what's left. That's why she's mad. She may not even know that, but that's what she feels. I tell her all the time. You know, when you see a black woman with a white man, the brothers ain't really tripping like that. You know why? Because we know some form of desirability. White women love us, even if it's for one thing. They still love us. You can go to separate countries, different countries, and get the Royal Prince Hakeem treatment. But that black woman, she can't do that like that, bro. So if it ain't coming from us, she typically ain't getting it. Generally again. That's why the anger rises up. I got a homegirl right now, she with an older white dude, man. She bring them all around the places where the brothers be at. We on bad night. We cool as ever. Man, look, you take a black man with his white woman. Go to the hair salon where the sister said, look at the looks. You know what she gonna say? Oh, that's all he like. You don't know what that man like to say that's all he likes. That's just all you see right now. But you in your feelings because you know that outside of that black man right there, nobody's really checking for you like that. That's why you're mad. America has damaged us in ways that we can't even imagine, bro. And this is the same black man that if she had him, she wouldn't treat him as the king he is. Or even know how. She just says that Becky can't have him. Or will get mad and say, well, you can have him. I don't want him. Well, you don't sound like that. Don't sound like you giving me away with your blessings. Sound like you giving me away with your stressings. But it's even more so now. Add to the fact, again, that nobody pushes the gay agenda like the modern day black woman. So in her same mind, she will complain about the lack of suitable black men, but then continue to push an agenda that desecrates and erodes and destroys that which she says she wants. You see the level of confusion here? How can you be of the Most High? He's not the God of confusion, woman. And before I move on to the next subject, let me just say, us as melanated brothers, we were the first to appreciate that black sister for who she was. We were the first who could appreciate your body, your curves, when they wouldn't put y'all on magazines, when they wouldn't put y'all on the big screens, when all you guys could do is sing in the background and have somebody else play your part. We made that desirable unto the world. They seen us craving for that. You know what I'm saying? White women who wanted us, they was like, well, we gotta start doing what they do. The hell with bleaching our skin, we need to be making it darker. Then you see the rise in injections and butt pads and whatever the case may be. But going back to the start, the Asian man didn't ever make the black woman feel like she was. The Latino man didn't do that. Not as much. We kind of came together in some places, but the traditional Latin man, not the Brooklyn, Queens style Latin man. I'm talking about the traditional Pancho, Julio Latin man. And we know the traditional European man ain't do it. No one accepted you as you were naturally, like we did. That ain't about to change. You got a few exceptions, but it is what it is. And I ain't write the rules to these books, so don't get mad at me. But moving on, I want to show you guys a clip of a man's interaction with this beautiful woman down here. I believe it's in Colombia. And I'm going to tell you what makes this interaction so pleasant to watch.
Hola. ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Venezuela. USA.
Estados Unidos.
Yes. Unidos Estados. USA. I don't know how to say it.
No sabes hablar español.
Poquito español. Venezuela. Bonita mujer.
Gracias.
You got WhatsApp?
Sí.
Okay. Mine don't work good. ¿Cómo te llama?
Lorena.
Okay, me llamo Marquis. Me llamo Marquis.
Marquis.
Yes.
Marcos.
Yes, sure.
O Marcos. En español,
Close.
Marcos.
Marcos en español. En Venezuela.
En Venezuela, Marcos.
Okay.
Más uno.
Yes. Yes.
Now, fellas, would you see yourself with a woman like that? I could. You wanna know why? Because even through the screen, even through the computer, the phone, wherever you're watching this, you felt that femininity just ooze off that woman. And ain't nothing more appealing to a masculine man than a feminine woman. Straight up. See, he was able to just cold call, stop her in the streets, do that here in America and specifically with their sister, and see how that plays out. I'm not saying she won't stop, but it'll be, what do you want? I got things to do even if she ain't doing nothing. We don't know what this woman was doing right here, but she stopped and gave this man her time. And it made you want to see where he was going with it because it wasn't rushed. She wasn't rude. She wasn't nasty. She never asked him what his bank account looked like, what he do, what he could even do for her. And who knows where the interaction would have led, whether she gave him the number or not. We can't even have dialogue like this in the States. It's so toxic. We can't. It's almost impossible, which is why when I see women of any sort, I don't see nothing to them. I be debating if I want to even hold the door open for them. You don't know. You don't know what you finna get nowadays. This is why these brothers are going to places like that in the droves. If you had to pay to play, and I'm not just talking sexually, but if you had to take up a few bills for her, would you? I'm pretty sure a good deal of men would say yeah. Because again, they're doing that here and not getting just that. Just that small clip was fulfilling enough for a masculine man to say, yeah, I'm gonna take care of La Mama. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, right? I know her brothers and sisters back at the villa where she stayed ain't really got running water like that. I know they ain't really eating like that, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, we've done more for less. Let's keep it a buck, yeah. But now the brothers are waking up to realizing that you have options and that they have been undervaluing you while they have been overvaluing themselves. And again, the brothers are starting to wake up and to see that we just don't have to deal with it. And if the sisters here don't get their act together, man, listen, that arc is going to close up and they're going to be by themselves. And the next video I'm about to play will drive this home.
Starting at midnight tonight, the Sheriff's Department will no longer detain people for crimes such as theft, shoplifting, drug use, vandalism, battery, and a whole host of other non-serious, non-violent crimes that affect the quality of life of people here in Los Angeles County.
LA Deputy DA John McKinney explains that due to Judge Lawrence Riff's ruling, many people arrested will be released immediately without having to pay bail before their arraignment.
Judge Riff made the point of saying that he implored California officials like the sheriff, the chief of police, the district attorney, the city attorney. He implored them to testify, to explain why he shouldn't issue this order. And he was surprised when no one stood up to challenge it.
No one challenged it. Not LAPD Chief Michael Moore, LA County Sheriff Robert Luna, or District Attorney George Gascon.
When I hear something like this, the only thing that comes to mind is purge. Complete anarchy, chaos. And they've already implemented something like this in Chicago. And this is coming to a city near you. We know that in times of chaos, anarchy, lawlessness, the first one that always get targeted is the women and children. That primordial nature has not changed. See, we talk about the nature of individuals here. You have human nature, you have woman nature, you have man nature. Today's nature of a woman is that she is an opportunistic lover, whereas we men seem to be more of an idealistic lover. If the opportunity for her is in her favor, then she'll love you, or it'll help her and be the driving force in loving you. While we men say, yo, I like La Mama, I got a bond with her, she cool, she out the way. We have some of the simplest requirements. And the situation seems to be ideal. Don't have to be perfect, just ideal. That's what makes us idealistic lovers. And the woman is an opportunistic lover. Doesn't make her bad. Doesn't make her good. It's just her nature. But in a situation like this is why you're going to see the Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1 women running to one strong man saying, let us be called by your name. Because what's in the name? Again, strength, authority, protection. She ain't getting it by herself. What I'm saying is, what she gonna do if that thing has already sailed? What she gonna do if that boat has already sailed? There's probably a lot of single women saying, well, I know some hitters and all that. That's cool, sweetheart. But let me tell you what goes down in a time of emergency. Self-preservation kicks in. And self-preservation don't always gotta mean that one particular person. It can mean that particular situation that man is in. If that situation is his family and you ain't a part of it, or you ain't in that household, they not about to go risk it all for you. If you live 30, 40 minutes across town and he gotta go through the riding where it's the worst to get to you and risk his family being unattended to by themselves, sweetheart, I don't care how many Ray Rays and Kikis and Kirans you know who be sliding, who be on their murder gang-ish. If you ain't winning when it happened, then you ain't had it. Point blank, period. Because you don't get to pick and choose the time and day that evil comes to knock at your door. They told you in Thriller, and whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell. If you ain't used to tangling with them type of beasts, you ain't gonna find no peace. You better not go to sleep. It's wickedness in the streets. Again, men, so I tell you, more than ever, is now the time not to be settling. Do not compromise, do not cut corners, that is the work of the devil. You stay firm. She needs to bend. She needs to be molded, not you. And if she can't see it in a time of peace, she'll see it probably in a time of war. And that day, it just may be too late. I'm gonna wrap this up with the last clip of this debauchery that took place at the Essence Fest And then I'm gonna give you my brief commentary, and I'm gonna let y'all go about y'all way. Now, the ironic part is that I actually was going to be down there in New Orleans doing the Essence Fest this year. I had took my family down for a previous engagement, and we was, debating on coming back around, because the Essence Fest, for those who don't know, is a fest that celebrates the essence of the arts. What we don't really see in modern day music today, just whatever. This is a place where we can honor pioneers like, Satchmo and Fats Domino and Billie Holiday, and you have artists headliner like Maxwell and India Arie, and, people who have real talent. I don't know how else to explain it. That's what the Essence Fest was always known. And then you have people who come from the world over, because nobody appreciates, for whatever reason, black music like people from other countries. I don't know why, but they just love themselves some black music. And the Essence has always been 98% black. You'd have the Justin Timberlakes show up here and there, the Robin Thicke's, but those are like the blue-eyed soul brothers. We kinda accepted them. But never has the Essence Festival been about that. First of all, it's hot. The Essence Fest takes place in some of the hottest months in Louisiana. That stage smell like 48 hours of bounce that ass. Excuse my French. And then you have children in attendance. The parents started leaving out when Meg started performing. Who told her that was okay? And see, the kicker is that the beloved India Arie tries to explain why this was not okay. And these women still won't hear her. Meg should have apologized to those patrons that came out not to see that. Janelle Monáe, you knew better, or did you? Are you hitting the wall like maybe our dear Keke Palmer and need some validation to be filled up? Who knows? Or are you playing into the agenda? Are they paying you to continue to play into the agenda to promote this? We ain't talking about if we would hit it. That ain't what we talking about. That's conversation that takes place behind doors. But this wasn't done behind doors. So let's not do that either. That's very divisive and very deflective. But you would hit it. Sweetheart, there's a reason why there's certain acts that we can perform in the privacy of our bedroom and not be arrested. And if we were to do those same acts in a public space, we'd both be behind bars. So keep what's meant to be behind doors. You don't know that? This was not a space, nor the time, nor the place for this kind of behavior. But again, in the comments, they went at India. Man, they went at India so hard. She's done the Essence Fest probably like 6 times already. Ain't no telling if Meg Thee Stallion will ever see that type of stage again. We don't know. But if you can't look outside your door and see that the moral decay and depravity is at its all-time highest, and that something is really, really wrong here in this country, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. This ain't about a man or a woman. Yeah, this is a series geared to the men. Some of what I'm saying is new, some of it is just confirmation. But for all the listeners, if you cannot look out your window, grab your phone and see that something is wrong. Something is really wrong. In the last clip with the police chief and what they're doing in California, the reason why no one stepped up to disapprove it or to oppose it is because they've been killing everybody that has been. There have been FBI whistleblowers in the past 2 months who have been coming up missing. They're taking them all out. And you know what we've been distracted with? Keke Palmer. You know what we've been entertained with? The Titan sub that sank and whatever.
Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarmingly, some media outlets are true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Titan. All week I've been fascinated with this story. Billionaire trapped in the bottom of the sea in search of the Titanic. It'll take 6 hours to get there and only 8 hours of oxygen. Suspense. Will they live? Will they die? Duped by the fucking media again. Monday, the Titan is missing. Tuesday, there's a banging sound. Wednesday, they're running out of air. Thursday, oh no, we found the wreckage. But the entire time, they knew it was BS. US Navy knew the sub already blew up on Sunday, but they distracted us, again, to hide the news cycle. What happened this week? Let's do a quick recap on what you missed. JP Morgan and Jeffrey Epstein emails were released, and now they have just mistakenly deleted 47 million emails. Joe Biden is undergoing an impeachment vote in the House, or at least trying. The Pentagon fat-fingered $6 billion to Ukraine. Hunter Biden gets a slap on the wrist while FBI whistleblowers are going missing. And John Durham had his congressional hearing this week regarding the Russia hoax. But I was so busy wondering about the billionaire who decided to go boating in a submersible soda can, missed it all.
This is what they're distracting us with. The emails that leaked out with Chase Bank in this connection with Epstein. All this was taking place the last 60 days. So, y'all have y'all haircut summer. We gon' prep. May y'all guide our every step. That's the gang we rep. Brothers, I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Like I said, we gon' need y'all, man. Say loud. Pull up with the stick, yeah. She said she wanna be up on my team, but she can't love me, yeah. Really, she don't want a man, she want a gummy bear.